All right, friends, today I'm going to show you how to pixel trace a hand-drawn pattern into MakeTheCut so that you can cut a stencil on your Zing die cutter. So first you're going to open MakeTheCut and then go to File, Import, Pixel Trace, find your JPEG or PNG file. I drew this with a felt black marker on a white piece of paper. Contrast is your friend here for when the computer is tracing it. And then I scanned it in as a PDF and then took a screenshot of that because it needs to be a PNG file or a JPEG for the program to be able to trace it. So I'm going to open that. And the most important thing when you're thinking about drawing your pattern is to have closed shapes. Otherwise, the cutter won't be able to cut out a full shape. So on the off chance that it's not reading your line thickness evenly, you can do a couple things. You can go to blackout pattern and apply changes and see if that helps. Now you'll see all these green ones are full shapes instead of outlines. And then some of them, it's showing little disconnections. So you can also go to palette and eliminate some of these lighter colors and see if that fixes the problem. So that's really good. All of these are full shapes now except for the ones that are bleeding off the page, and I'm okay with that. So we'll go to Import and Finish Tracing. So now you have a nice hand-drawn pattern with all of these closed shapes. So for the ones that were hanging off the edge, you can do a couple things. You can break this apart into individual shapes and then go through and delete these one by one. And there's not a ton here. Anything that's like an incomplete shape, a little shape, just kind of cleaning up your hand-drawn design. Now once you've done that, and I'm going to actually zoom to the mat so that I can see this as a full drawing, you are going to highlight all the shapes again and paste them back together. And then go to Edit, Duplicate. And then you can duplicate this a number of times, whether it be 2 by 2 or a 1 by 3. You just want to make sure that it fits on your mat, and we can resize it and thinking about the spacing in between. So right now I'm trying to get it so that it looks like a cohesive pattern. That's good. And then I'm going to highlight both, and I'm going to shrink it down. Then I can duplicate this again if I want. Only this time, I'll go ahead and put another row on the bottom, press apply. And then we have this nice pattern with this kind of wavy oval going through to work with. So then, once you're happy with the pattern, and it is a good idea at this point to zoom back in to maybe 100% and make sure that nothing is overlapping. We do have some overlap, so I'm going to go ahead and just move this down a little bit and the other one to match, just so the cutter doesn't try and cut the same shape twice. Then we can go to Zoom Mat again. And once you're ready to cut, you're going to go to Click and Cut Zing from the Cut Project With menu. It's going to prepare all your paths. And then Click and Cut Air is the machine that I use. You'll see it's connected. There's some things over here that you want to consider. You have the cut force down here. You have cut speed. So my cut speed's 25 and I keep that locked. The force is going to be 85 when using Tyvek. You need a bit more force. I like to cut twice. This will dull your blade faster, but it'll ensure that everything gets cut out and it'll be less work to weed it off the mat. And then knife point, which basically means that wherever I put the knife, it's going to start cutting. So you'll see it's connected, and you'll want to set your blade origin. I always go to use last because I have a specific one that I use. Or you can adjust it with these arrows. Then when you're happy with that, go to finish, and then you can go to cut project. So I hope that helps. A few steps to figure out how to import your pattern and cut it with the zing. Thanks so much for listening today.